So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my experience bouncing. Now, I'm not going to give any specifics or anything like that because I'm very grateful the opportunity that to have had the opportunity that I had, and I just think for privacy's sake and for time's sake, I'm just not going to name names or anything like that. But I worked at a festival for 2 weeks about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was an outdoor festival. It was I was basically stationed at like it was like an exit, and then like to the left of me there was some pillars and some walling and stuff like that, like chain link fence. And then further to that was a restaurant type thing, like where people would come out of the restaurant, like chefs, and go on their smoke breaks and stuff. And then there was another exit uh, beyond that, and also, yeah, the chain link fence. There was an exit too for staff only. So I was basically stationed at this, and I also had to face the other way in my first exit because I had to block patrons from leaving because, or try and encourage them to leave. If they wanted to leave, we'd just say, all right, fine, whatever. But no point in putting up a fight at all for that situation. But we encourage them to leave the proper way, or they can ask us questions about where to find the washrooms or whatever. But there's some surprising things in the bouncing industry, and I just want to talk about it. Not the bouncing industry, but the what would you call this industry? The festival industry. I'll just go with that for now. Um, so one thing that is really weird is staff are not treated well at all. Like at all. I remember I was talking to one security guard, and he'd worked a while. He'd worked maybe 30 years, right? And he said that he was the one that had to fight to even get meal tickets for the security staff who had been the security staff and the runners for the bartenders who were working like literally the same hours as me, like 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, followed by like a 3-hour break, followed by a 20-hour shift. I'm not kidding you. I did that at this job. Um, so like they wouldn't even give the bare minimum, a fucking lunch ticket to people. Um, so shout out to that guy. I'll call him Robert. Shout out to Robert for securing the basic necessities to keep the function going. Another thing is you were forced to shove the food down like super quickly when you were on lunch break and you did use your lunch ticket. Like I'm talking like they would literally ask you to just shove food in your face and then get back to working, which to me that's a pretty abhorrent working condition. One of many. There's a lot of verbal abuse too. There was one I was bullied by one manager, excuse me, that also happened to not even be in a position to be telling me what to do. So that was quite ridiculous. Like just constantly telling me to change what I was doing despite being told otherwise by the security team. And everyone thought I was doing a great job except this fucking prick. And then some other things that I saw is there was a drag event. And basically one of the guys at this drag event was told, go take your shirt off and serve shots to the audience because they're gay. Imagine at a workplace being told, "Hey, go take your shirt off and be a sex object," and you never signed up for that. And that's just the busboy. like the busboys, which like bring the servers back ice and basically do anything the management tells them to do. But and a lot of these people are 18, 19, 20. Like this is really fucked up shit where people are just totally being taken advantage of, and they do it because there's a big payday at the end. People put up with the bullshit because there's a big payday, so it makes sense that this culture just continues. Um, it I think that's what allows the abusive culture to thrive, like this industry to thrive. And I honestly think this festival industry is a bad industry. Like, it's bad for it rips like in terms of rip-offs. I mean, we were selling um, beers, tallboy beers, which is just a double can, for fucking $30 nearly. Nearly $30 for essentially two beers in a can. Like, and that's all you could get. You couldn't even get the singles. So I mean, that's just complete fucking bullshit. Like that, like just attacking the consumer. Some other stuff. The homeless were treated terribly. Just outright like verbally abused by management. Um, yeah, that was pretty shocking at times. Um, there was a lot of patrons themselves that were fucking horrible people. I'll tell you that too. A lot of people, lot of creepy men, and that would like try and take drunk women out places, and it's like I just stopped that on multiple occasions. Thankfully, no incidents happened. Like I stopped everything on my end, but like who knows what if people cared that much at other exits or anything like that. Um, Not to say they didn't. I'm gonna assume they did for just my own sanity, but I mean it was sketchy as fuck. Um, some other things, uh, like just crazy hours. Like I said, like literally, I did a 16-hour shift and then a 3-hour break, literally 3 hours, followed by another 20-hour shift. When I like got back to my residence, I was like I was hallucinating. Like I was seeing like my hallway of of my home. It was like stretching in and out like an infinite loop, and I was like laughing at random shit, and it was totally because of the hours. I mean, like it was extreme sleep deprivation, and so and I don't say anything bad about the bouncers because I think there's a lot of misconceptions. A lot of these guys are really like in these days are really nice people, and they're not looking to be assholes or um, like kick anyone out unnecessarily or anything like that. Like a lot of these people are just good at talking to people and calming drunk people down. That's mostly what it is, and looking out for just bad situations like that women could get themselves into and stuff like that. Like that's pretty much what they do. For the most part, there are some assholes. I will not lie, but that's how it goes. Um, so nothing against that. Nothing against any staff or anything like that. But I will say I don't like the management class. It's just like the upper management. Like I think that they allow and perpetuate this culture the most, and they they let people have these conditions because they trap people essentially with this big payday at the end. Um, it's the same thing. Another thing, the bartenders had to put up with a lot of. I mean, the female bartenders had to put up with a lot of bullshit, but I mean that's nothing new. That's nothing unique to this situation. Um, yeah, just honestly, that's kind of my expose on on that side of the like hostility industry, tourism industry. What if not tourism? I don't know what the fuck you would call this industry. I keep forgetting the name, but like from the security side of things. So Anyway, a few interesting tales there, and I I recommend you look into other accounts of like how event staff are treated in these things and the horrible labor conditions, and maybe other just yeah, just other accounts, because this shit, like, there's other people must have spoken about this shit. Like, this I got the vibe this was rampant. So if you don't believe me, I bet there's other people out there. Um, yeah, just as a labor advocate, just like, honestly, fuck that job. Um, fuck those working conditions. Not fuck the job, fuck those working conditions. And I'll leave it at that.